If you're a fan of celebrity stargazing, then Hollywood, the Big Apple, or Akron, Ohio can be the hot spots. Yep, you heard me correctly. Our next guest has had numerous eventful encounters with actors and entertainers right in our neighborhood. Irv Korman has assembled his stories of the stars into 2 tell-alls. I was Jerry Lewis's bodyguard for 10 minutes and other celebrity encounters, and I was Jackie Mason's chauffeur for 5 minutes and more celebrity encounters. So, welcome to the show here. This sounds very interesting.
Thank you.
Tony Bennett, Lonnie Anderson, George Carlin, Bobby Vinton. I mean, it's on and on and on this list. How in the world did you meet all of these celebrities?
I was very lucky. I started out when I was younger doing community theater, and as I got older, I got to do a play at Carousel Dinner Theater with Mickey Rooney. I was the area Ronald McDonald for a while. I developed my own character, Marlo the Magic Clown. And for people who don't want clowns, it was Mildew the Mundane, Old Broken Down Magician. And I also was lucky enough to write for several publications in Northeastern Ohio, dailies, weeklies, monthlies. And it was the entertainment section. And Carousel Dinner Theater, first in Ravenna and then in Akron. Tangier Sultan's Cabaret, and a couple streets over, Playhouse Square. There were people right here in Northeastern Ohio. You didn't have to go to Hollywood or Chicago or New York. They came here to Northeastern Ohio, and I was lucky enough to be able to interview them, review them, and meet them.
Okay, that sounds really fun. We want you to go into some of the details, but let's talk about the titles of your books. First, you were a bodyguard for Jerry Lewis. Now, what was that about?
Carousel Dinner Theater in Akron in 1990 had Jerry Lewis for a week. And they advertised if you came the first night that you could meet him at a party afterwards. So we did, and we went upstairs, and the PR lady, Betty Wilson, heard that there might be a stalker in the audience. So she approached the group sales lady, Virginia Kankler, whose son happened to be there, who was Police Chief Dennis of Brecksville. So Dennis comes up to me, and he says, "You and I are going to be Jerry's bodyguard." And he's, 6 foot, I don't know what. And I said, "What?" He says, "There's a lectern over there, and you're going to stand on one side, I'm going to stand on the other, and we're going to stand there like this and look menacing." And that's exactly what we did. So Jerry came in, and he thanked people for coming. And as he was talking, one lady said, "Hey, Jerry, would you sign my muscular dystrophy poster?" And he said, "I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't do that. Because if I sign that for you, I'd have to sign everything for everybody in the room, and I can't be here till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Good night, and thanks for coming." And he turns around and walks out. And I had an autograph, or I had a photo I wanted autographed, and he was gone.
Right.
And Betty said he's going to leave some, which he didn't. So 5 years later, I saw he was on Broadway. I sent him the photo, self-addressed stamped envelope, told him the story, not expecting anything in return. And I got the photo you just showed, sent within a week from his residence in Las Vegas.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, how about Jackie Mason? You had to chauffeur him. How did that begin?
My daughter Melanie and I went to see him at Playhouse Square, a couple streets over, and at the end, we got to go backstage to meet him. I had met him several years before, and we were the last 2 people there. And as we decided to leave, we discovered that all the doors to the front of the theater were locked. So I found an open door in the back, and I opened it up, and there was, in the parking lot, my little Chevy Cavalier. So I said, "Come on." So he hopped in the front seat, my daughter in the back seat. We drove around behind Playhouse Square to Euclid Avenue, behind his limo. He jumped out, said, "Thank you, I'll send you an autographed picture," and he left. I'm still waiting for that autographed picture.
Oh, no. All right.
But it took about 5 minutes.
Okay. So, and we don't have much time left, but quickly, John Lithgow.
John and I were sophomores at Buchtel High School in Akron, and the all-school play was the only chance for sophomores to be in the play, because juniors and seniors had their own play. So it was he and I, we did Arsenic and Old Lace, and he was Lieutenant Rooney and had a great Irish accent. And so after we did that, he moved, lost track of him, saw him on Broadway and movies, and I wrote him letters, which I never got back. He appeared in Akron last fall, and I got into the press conference, and there was a lull, and I said, "Do you remember Buchtel High School?" And he looked at me and he said, "Were you in the, Irv Korman?" And he came over to me and hugged me, and we had a mini reunion at his reception. And I told him about our upcoming high school reunion. I sent him an updated yearbook and a DVD, and he sent me a Christmas card this year.
Very cool. All right. So, even if you can't make it to Hollywood, you can still enjoy encounters with the stars of stage and screen. Your ticket to these tales is Irv Corman's books. You won't want to miss the one about the time he shared the stage with legend Mickey Rooney, which he talked about. A lot more details in those books. To find out how you can meet and greet these celebrities, use the information that's coming up next. My thanks to Irv Corman for joining us today.
My pleasure.
To order the books, visit Irv Corman's website, www.irvcorman.com, or call Loco Neal Publishers at 216-772-8380. Next, make sure you're up to date.